Hi, in this video we're going to talk about the plan for the further development of the SISE, the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment for 2021. So the SISE currently is up and running, and it has developed this operational readiness level standard that ranks confidence in data 1 through 4. All ranked data is good. 1 is meets the 8 requirements. 4 meets some of them. 1 is ready to go. You don't have to double check the information. 4 is you may want to double check the information, but it's still good. So during 2019, we were able to pull in a number of AHC data sets, several third-party data sets and services, either from Esri, or other data partners, GeoCollaborate and so forth, and then government data sets, weather, traffic, things like that, that were openly shareable. That is probably not the case with FEMA and DHS outside of their public websites. So where we're going, and additionally in 2020, we worked with Idaho National Labs, the SISE Working Group, DHS, CISA, and others, critical infrastructure partners, and produced the Commercial Routing Assistance app. That is in use today. That is a commercial route tool that gets you from point A to point B, gives you a couple of choices based on the least restrictive route, based on current state COVID restrictions. Tremendous capability, rapid development, and that's being used right now out there in the field at no cost. And a license agreement has been signed with INL and the consortium to commercialize that product in 2021. Additionally, the Fleet Movement app has been in development for a long time. Once we had the SISE Data Hub, we then used the Esri capability to bring in a number of data sets that now are using this, that come into this Fleet Movement app. So the Fleet Movement app predicts or gives you the route that electric utilities take, for example, and along that route it gives you the COVID threats by county, so you know what counties to stop in and which ones to avoid. It also gives you the resources. Probably 2 million data points are in that app currently, and that will grow. And this is used really for planning. So this was a driver tool. This is a planning tool and a driver tool, but the idea is to merge these together over time. And then COVID also produced kind of this issue around PPE. So several work groups were formed. Additional data sets was brought in through third party and consortium research, and basically brought this app together that used an Uber model to match up suppliers and buyers. Very quick, it is operational, it's working, and it has been commercialized. There are paying customers for that right now as the recording of this video. And where we want this to go is not just PPE, but a resources app. So any type of resource, porta potties, dry ice, commercial generators, there are many hundreds of those within the SISE. And of course the SISE data will just feed that as well. Okay, and then lastly, we've been looking at this for many years, is how do we then, using SISE vetted data, how do we then drop that into an environment where we can synchronize state EOCs, utility EOCs, or any company EOC, Op Center, and DHS CISA IOC. So this is underway. We're going to do this by use case. So use case number 1 is damage assessment, and use case number 2 will be transportation. Okay, and the way the SISE does this is it will take multiple data layers to get the best composite situational awareness. So it isn't going to be any one data set, it's going to be a combination. So for example, like in damage assessment, we'll be using an electric utility and a state EOC, combining that data into one common screen, which will give us the best fidelity of that data, meaning it'll be an ORL 1 or 2 as far as confidence level. Then on top of that, we can add other aerial imagery. We can add other ground pictures from trucks across other sectors. So Same thing with transportation. We'll be using a number of different data sets from that. One from commercial data sets. Esri has a data on traffic. Waze has data on traffic. We'll be getting information on that from truck drivers in some sectors we're working with now that provide that. And lastly, we'll be getting it from state EOCs, which is the most granular, truthful data in a pinch, because the EOC centralizes that data collection across many different sources. So that's the big idea for SISE 2021, is to continue the development here on this side for the data and the partners, right? We look to develop more partnerships for that, for social media data providers, for other types of data that could provide another coat of paint, if you will, to the final products. And the continued looking at ways to integrate CRA into the Fleet Movement app, which would be tremendous. And then lastly is continuing to develop SISEnet. Right now we have Virginia and Dominion that are going to be participating in Rev 1. Rev 2, looks like Phase 2, we'd like to go to Pennsylvania, possibly Maryland, and possibly North Carolina, and then add Verizon and maybe a couple other ones. So the big idea, though, is to start synchronizing data in SISEnet, so we're all looking at the same transportation data at the same instant. Why? Because you can't coordinate operations unless you coordinate the flow of information. It's impossible, right? And what we see happening time and time and time again is people have transportation data, but is it trustworthy? Is it reliable? Is it actionable? So the SISE looks to put that to rest on a use case by use case basis. So I hope this information helps. This will be our planning tool for 2021 for the SISE Working Group, our GIS committee, our partners, both at the state and federal level.